Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read. Today I'm going to be doing the Do I Have That Other Book challenge. So as many of you know, I did this original Do I Have That Book challenge back in the day when I had started BookTube, and that was probably one of I think it's in my first 15 videos or so I did that challenge. And it was a lot of fun. Back then, also in that video, there's only 2 bookshelves because I was visiting Marcus at the time. We weren't living together, and I did the challenge with his bookshelves to make it a little bit harder. So as you can see behind me, our library has expanded quite a bit, and I'm going to try and do the second part of this challenge today with all of our books. So I have a lot more options to choose from, and I have no idea what the questions are. I'm going to time myself while doing it and see if I can get a decent time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the questions and grab the books for the questions because it's a timed challenge, and then I'll show you which ones I grabbed at the end. You're going to see me scrambling around in the background, and I'm just going to be grabbing them and putting them in a pile, but then I'll explain what each one is after I'm done because I want to try and get as fast a time as possible. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so I have my questions on my laptop here on our little coffee table. So I'm gonna be looking down and then jumping back in. I have Marcus over here on the couch. He has a timer ready to go. So I'm gonna tell him to start it, and then I'm going to jump into the challenge right away. Also, it might be a little bit of a weird angle for you guys, but this is the best we could do because I'm a 6'6" giant. So we have to have you pushed very far back. Hopefully you can hear me when I'm scrambling. I'm sure you will. I have my mic plugged in, but yeah, the awkward angle, we're just gonna have to deal with it for this one. Okay, ready? Ready? Go! Do you have a book with a fox on the cover or part of the plot? Fox. Fox. Shadow of the Fox. Do you have a book that was published the year you were born or within a 3-year radius? What? How am I supposed to... What?
A book published the year I was born or 3-year radius.
Find this information. 1995. Do you have a book with music as a weapon or magic? Do you have a series with mismatched covers? What do you mean mismatched covers? We're very particular. Oh. Movie cover. Yeah? I'm gonna go with it. Do you have a book with a shapeshifter? Yes. Shapeshifter. Yes. Do you have a book signed by the author? Yep. Do you have a book with a mostly red cover? Is that right? I'm going with it. Do you have a book between 287 and 306 pages? That's very specific. 287 and 306? Nope. Needs to be shorter. Nope. Wait, where's the... Oh, promising. Nope.
No!
Yes. Do you have a book with a main character who wears glasses? Maybe? What? Like Harry Potter I keep going to, but I don't want to take it out. So, main character who wears glasses. Oh god, why am I blanking right now? This guy. Do you have a book with a title that has the same number of letters as your first name? 4 letters, Eric. 4 letters. Spin. Do you have a book with a cybercrime technology as a plot point? I think there's... Oh, blackmail. Do you have a book written in another language or translated to English? Do I have a book? Yes, I do. Aha. Do you have a book written by an Asian author?
Wait, can I wait?
Do you have a book with a moon on the cover? A moon? Oh god. Guys, I'm failing. I need a book with a moon. Oh. Got it. Do you have an illustrated children's book? I have a children's book with illustrations in it. Okay, best I can do because I don't have a fully illustrated one. Do you have a collection of fairy tales or myths? I already used it. No. Do you have a sci-fi fantasy with an alliance between races? An alliance between races.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings. Do you have a book with a narrow front cover? So a paperback with a front cover that is slightly trimmed shorter, narrower than the rest of the book. What? Oh, I think I know what it means. Okay. Do you have a book that includes the first chapter of the sequel? I feel like a lot of those do that. No.
Lumina doesn't even have chapters.
Nope. Ah, yes. Do you have a book with a broken spine? Okay, well I just gotta find a book that looks worn out.
But we take care of our books. Look at the broken spine.
We take care of our books, so like this is hard to figure out. last prompt is, do you have a book that covers 3 or more of the previous prompts? I'm not even going to bother because I'm already definitely way over time. So let's see what my time was, and then I'll show you guys the books I chose. So as many of you have probably gathered, my time was pretty crappy because I did not do well. I got a time of 23 minutes and 58 seconds. So yeah, I failed at this challenge hard. But I'm going to go over each prompt with you guys and show you what I chose. So for the first prompt, which was to find a book with a fox on the cover or like a fox in the storyline, I chose Shadow of the Fox, which it's not exactly a full fox, but it's like a fox's head. So we're gonna take it because I already failed anyways, so it doesn't matter. This is one of Marcus's books. I have no idea what it's about, but I just saw the word fox and grabbed it. Then we had to choose a book that was published in the year you were born or have like a 3-year gap. So I chose Sabriel by Garth Nix because this one was published in 1995 and I was born in 1992. I have no idea what this book is about. It's another one of Marcus's books on his shelf, but I kind of was like panicking trying to find one that was old enough, and this one worked. Then we had, do you have a book with music used as a weapon? And I chose This Savage Song, which you guys would have seen me talk about this book in the video where Marcus chose my TBR. This was one of the books that I did not choose out of those books that he chose for me, but it does have music as a weapon in it, so it was perfect for this prompt. Then we have, do you have a series with mismatched covers? So I chose If I Stay and Where She Went. This is the like actual series cover, and this is the movie edition, so mismatched. Then I had to choose a book that was dealing with a shapeshifter, and I originally chose Norse mythology, but I wanted this one for a different prompt, so then I picked up Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I know that this series, I haven't read this series, but I know that it deals with werewolves, so I'm using this. Next up is book signed by the author, and of course I got the amazing edition of Dark Age with the sprayed edges and the signature. So yeah, I still haven't read this yet. I'm ashamed I still haven't read this yet. I really need to get to it. And yeah, this is going to be a month where like I choose this one book for my TBR and I just read this because it'll take me a while. But yeah, signed book. Then we had a book that was mostly red on the cover, so I chose Lies by Michael Grant. This is the 3rd book in this series. I haven't read any of this series. I just saw the color red and I was like, all right, that's the one I'm grabbing. Next up, I needed a book that was between 287 and 306 pages, and I chose Still Alice by Lisa Genova. This one is 292 pages. Then we have a book with a main character that has glasses, and so for this one, I chose Colin from An Abundance of Catherines. Now, I hope he has glasses. I'm pretty sure he has glasses, but I'm also just basing this off of the fact that I remember him being a big nerd and liking math. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he does have glasses. Yeah. So if you fact check me and I'm wrong, well, I already did horrible on this challenge anyways. So yeah. Do you have a book with the same amount of letters as the letters in your name? Well, my name is Eric, which is 4 letters. So I chose Spin, 4 letters. Then I need a book that has cybercrime as a plot line or a plot point. So for this one, Love, Simon, because there's blackmail in it. And to clarify, the reason this is cybercrime is because the blackmail is over email. So yeah. Then I need a book that was not originally English and was translated to English. And I chose Battle Royale, which is a masterpiece, by the way. Then I needed to find a book that was written by an Asian author. And so I chose Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendar Blake. We also have the 3 Dark Crowns series on the shelf, but this one was more accessible, so I just grabbed it quickly. Then I needed to find a book with a moon on the cover, and this was actually a really hard challenge. It took me a long time to find this, but Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. We got the moon right here. Yeah, it took me a long time to find this, but I eventually did. Then I needed to find an illustrated children's book, and I didn't have a fully illustrated children's book, but I chose Bridge to Terabithia because there are some illustrations in this book. I just passed it. Like there's illustrations in parts of the chapters. So this is like the closest thing I would have for that. Next up was a book about fairy tales or myths. And this is the one that I swapped out. So Norse mythology. I swapped this one out because this fit much better for this prompt, so I was like, I need to use this one. Then we had a sci-fi or fantasy book where there is an alliance between races, and this one took me a really long time to find as well. I was having a really hard time with this, and I have chosen the Fellowship of the Ring. I don't know how it didn't like cross my mind earlier that this one was perfect for it. I was having a hard time looking at all the shelves. Yeah, this one was sitting right there, so we got it. Then we needed a book with a narrower front cover, so this is the one that has like that trim on it. And so I chose They Both Die at the End, because if you see here, there's a little flap and there's a trim line here where it opens up. So yeah, took me a long time to find this one too. I also forgot about this one. It was in the other room, and so I had to run and go get it and come back. But yeah, this one works. And then the last two prompts were to find a book that has the first chapter of the sequel in the back of the book, and that was Spellslinger. This one has the first chapter back here. And then the last one was to find a book with a broken spine, which was very hard because we take very good care of our books, but I did have this one. This is my giant travel book, Make the Most of Your Time on Earth, and I love this book. Like, I go to this book, if I'm ever going anywhere, I go to this book to see about special things or like exciting things that I can do in the areas I'm traveling. But it is a well-worn book, and it is very used on the spine. So yeah, this is like the closest book I could find to anything that was like worn, because all the other spines on our books we try and make sure don't get worn like this. So yeah, I'm sure if I would have like went to the other room where we have like a bunch of our used books, I probably could have found one easily, but I saw this one, I was like, I'm going for it. And yeah, that's it for the Do I Have That Other Book challenge. I didn't do the greatest, but I did my best. I'm not great under pressure, guys, so there you go. I'm also gonna murder my cat because he is making a lot of noise and attacking things and just going nuts. So yeah, if you guys never hear of Uno again, it's because I murdered him. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I will put in the description down below. You know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you know when I upload videos. I post videos every Monday and Thursday. And until next time, keep on reading.